sigh of relief as the Ministry of Women Affairs has distributed equipment to different VVF centers as part of efforts to address their plight. The Director of Women Affairs at the Ministry, Dr. Ijoma Onogu, who spoke at a meeting in Abuja, said the gesture will help in reintegrating the women into the society as well as build their confidence. Dr. Onogu also promised that the federal government will continue to support them.
The Federal Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Development has responsibility of focusing on the social aspect of VVF, being the rehabilitation and reintegration of patients, mobilizing support and advocating for redress of the issues that bring about VVF, while the Federal Ministry of Health deals with the health aspects such as the repairs. Cannot be overemphasized in view of the fact that for the first time the issue of VVF has attracted federal government's attention by providing a dedicated budget line in 2013 national budget for the repair of VVF victims.
Well, in the meantime, there's been another call for the unification of the criminal and penal code in Nigeria with the aim of eliminating the similarities in the laws. The latest coming from the Nigerian Institute of Advanced Legal Studies at a meeting of state attorney generals and commissioners of justice in Abuja. The penal code is practiced in the northern states of the country, including the Federal Capital Territory, while the criminal code is practiced in the southern part of the country. However, some want laws formulated for each state against the backdrop of their culture and beliefs.
The most glaring challenge stems from the fact that all states are constitutionally empowered to create applicable criminal laws. Although states have not departed majorly from the two acts, a perusal of the laws will reveal that some states are more advanced and more proactive in the review of the criminal laws and punishment. Another major challenge for unification that follows closely the first is the difference in some accepted values, reflecting differences along the northern and southern divide. Unification of the criminal law to a very large extent is indeed possible, as is in spite of the differences in cultural backgrounds and beliefs. Some of the offenses have similarities in definitions, ingredients, and sometimes even the punishment.
It's not quite easy to assume that the federal parliament can enact an act and then that act will be applicable throughout the country. I mean, I don't think in the present constitutional arrangement, that is feasible. Forget about the law. What is it? This conference being convened, is it dialogue or whatever? I don't know what they will do. But from the point of view of constitutional arrangement now, I don't think this thing will be more than a model thing for states to adopt. I thought that's what, first of all, we have to, think about.
4 schools across Niger State are receiving the attention of the Subsidy Reinvestment Program, SURE-P. This is part of plans to ensure that a 1-month skills acquisition program for 3,000 unemployed youths gets underway. The Director General of the scheme in Niger State, Hassan Nuru, explained that the youths will be given support to enable them start their chosen businesses after the training.
Niger State is largely agrarian, and if you want to truly mop up the youth from the street, the best way to go is agriculture. In agriculture today, it's not just a matter of hoe and fertilizer. There is a lot of mechanisms that is required to at least move from that level of subsistence farming. So we are intervening in all the farm institutes. We are providing them with equipment. We are expanding their scope so that by January 2014, we will send a minimum of 3,000 youths to those institutions to go and learn aquaculture, mixed farming, mechanized agriculture, and even provide them with the necessary tools at the end of their training.
Delta State is pressing ahead with its trade beyond oil agenda, which has also formed the theme of its 2013 domestic trade fair. While declaring the fair open in Warri, the state governor, Dr. Marlon Odwahan, was represented by his deputy, said 1 billion naira has been set aside as a market intervention fund for the Delta Beyond Oil initiatives.
Advanced nations of the world started by developing their small, medium enterprises and agricultural sector, which serve as a springboard for major industrialization. Conscious efforts will therefore be geared toward the improvement of agriculture and small, medium enterprises in Nigeria to harness and channel production in industrial sector toward non-oil products backed by local materials.
The Borno State government has cautioned members of the local vigilante group popularly called Civilian JTF against taking laws into their hands. The Deputy Governor of the state, Zanna Mustafa, while reacting to alleged actions of some members of the group, says the main duty of the Civilian JTF is to assist law enforcement agencies in their job of providing security. That's why they sometimes join the military at the checkpoints. Mr. Mustafa, however, says that does not give the local vigilante group the license to take laws into their hands by harassing or arresting innocent members of the society. The Deputy Governor adds that it's only law enforcement agencies that have the power to arrest or detain suspects, including Boko Haram militants.
When we come back after the break, we'll be taking some stories from the world. This is, of course, the performance of the Naira on the interbank markets. The Naira firms, or yes, it does firm 158 Naira 75 kobo to the dollar.
Well, while the Naira is making gains, yet another tragedy in an attempt to cross over to Europe for Africans, this time around in Niger Republic, where passengers, travelers, die of dehydration.
To join us again.
One city, 18 million people and counting. Over 18 million dreams of a better life, and a team tasked to bring those dreams to reality. What is their game plan? What goals have been achieved? Who are the players? Find answers on Deadline Makers every Saturday at 3:30 p.m. only on Channels Television.
Welcome to Business News. The Naira firmed marginally against the dollar at the interbank market today, supported by greenback sales by foreign energy companies. The local currency closed at 158 Naira 7 kobo to the dollar, firmer than Friday's close of 158 Naira 75 kobo per dollar.
Traders say a unit of ExxonMobil sold $65 million to some lenders. ENI sold $1.5 million, while Anax Petroleum sold $3 million. The Naira has sustained its gains against the greenback after hitting its strongest point in over 4 months last week, when oil companies started month-end dollar sales. Well, more than 101 billion Naira worth of treasury bills is expected to mature before the end of the week. According to data from the Financial Market Dealers Association, the bills are from the open market operation platform of the money market. Investors are expected to be paid at the rate of 12.50%. And there are other indications that the maturing bill may not have any impact on the interbank lending rates owing to its low volume. The open market operation is one avenue the Central Bank of Nigeria employs to control the level of liquidity in the economy. Meanwhile, it is still earnings season, and more companies continue to post their financial earnings for the third quarter of the year. For the period in review, Dangote Sugar recorded an increase in its profit for the year, which grew from 8.